The transfer window is closing, but the war chest is opening. Welcome back to Fog Football. It's the Spfl Transfer Roundup show, 27th of January 2024. Brendan Rodgers gives the thumbs up, and he's essentially told Celtic fans to shut up. You're always complaining, but here they're going to whip out a signing by the name of Sydney Fangin Doikeboyd, whatever he's called, from Bologna. This guy has got worse numbers than Sam Lammers this season, but they do need a striker, so I'm not going to overly bash it. So let's talk about him first. Is this guy the answer to Celtic's woes?
Well, unlike a lot of Scottish football YouTube content creators, I don't watch Serie A non-stop, so I can't really say too much whether or not this guy would be a good signing.
He plays for Lewis Ferguson's team, he must be alright.
But you bring up Sam Lammers' numbers, and anyone who's got those numbers probably needs to call it a day.
Unless you're a goalkeeper.
Yeah, well, I mean, even then, those numbers are pretty poor. I mean, look at what that Arbroath goalie's doing, for God's sake.
I know. It's actually incredible what he scored. And so, Sam Lammers wouldn't even know what one of them are.
Yeah, I'm not too sure about this signing. It's one of those signings we'll just have to wait and see.
Well, it's not official yet. It's just links at this point, but it looks like it's going to be done soon. Is it Celtic panicking? I mean, yeah, it's adding a body up front, but I look at Celtic and it's like, yeah, they do need a striker, but this guy isn't really it for me.
I just think they need to be playing better. I don't. This guy doesn't come in and replace Kyogo.
Yeah, Celtic have got the components to deliver good football. Ange proved that. Rangers, have they got the components to deliver good football?
No, I don't think...
I think Rangers can play good, but I think at the peak, Celtic have got a better team, obviously.
I think Celtic, the area they need to improve in the most is goalkeeper.
Yeah. Absolutely.
I think Celtic outfield and going forward, I think the team is good enough. Alright, they never really replaced Jota, and I think that was a big blow. But other than that, it's just players aren't playing as good this year as they did under Ange in previous seasons.
Yeah, they got let off the hook today by Ross County. I mean, if they had Miovski or Shankland or people like that up front, Celtic would have dropped points hands down. But with this guy, they might gain some points. But the war chest, who else are Celtic going to be linked with? I've got a feeling in the next 3 days as the window edges closer to the end, I think they will sign a few. I think they've got to. But Rodgers did kind of fire a few digs by saying that Celtic fans always complain, whether it's him, whether it's the board, whether it's the players, they're always finding something to complain about. We've seen on scoreboard
victim mentality, that
people phoning up and complaining, saying if Celtic don't win the league, they're throwing their season ticket away and they're never going back. That is the height of entitlement.
Yeah, what makes these people think that Celtic are entitled to win the league every season? I think that's I think that's like a new age fan, because like Celtic fans that have grown up over the last 15 years, they've just been used to their team winning. More often than not, Celtic are on average, I think they've been winning like 2 trophies a season.
Yeah, I think if that's your mentality, you're not a true fan. Because see Ange's first season, he did fantastic, but I think there was an element the Rangers threw it away. They just did not strengthen. Rangers got weaker in that window. They signed the likes of Buchanan. That's just not cutting the gravy, is it?
Probably works both ways, though. I mean, a lot of Rangers fans are probably happy. New Rangers fans are probably kind of happy with mediocrity, because
no, I'd agree. Yeah, absolutely.
They don't really know the old Rangers that were winning everything, essentially. So
9 in a row.
I mean, yeah, I'd say like the new generation of Celtic fans are probably too entitled, probably whiny little bitches that when they don't win trebles every season, they're moaning and complaining. Whereas you've probably got the new generation of Rangers fans are just happy when they can win an Old Firm derby.
See, if you look
because for so many years it was one-sided.
See on TikTok, you see like, oh, take me back, and it shows you like pictures of Kent Morelos. I like Kent Morelos, right?
That wasn't the glory days for Rangers, far from it.
It shows you it's like people at the age of like, what, 12? That's what TikTok's for at the end of the day.
I mean, look, if you look at Ryan Kent Morelos, while they were at Rangers, how many domestic trophies did they compete for? How many seasons were there? 4 or 5?
Yeah.
4 or 5.
5.
So there's 15 trophies.
Morelos was one more season, so...
So there's 15 trophies those guys were competing for. And what, they won 2? 2 out of 15?
Yeah.
And that's supposed to be considered take me back to that?
No, it's cringe. That's what it is. I think a lot of Rangers fans have. Because, I mean, I get it in my videos and see other... Like, CJ Noble always has to be like, oh, maybe I'm being too negative. Maybe it's my grey hairs. No, how about you just say your own opinion? I've bashed Rangers plenty of times this season, because I think, honestly, some people are fine with what's happening at Rangers sometimes. Like, I rated Clement's time since he came in an 8 out of 10. I gave Beale a 2, and I rated the season so far a 5. Because for me, you've threw away all the money in the summer, albeit that's on Beale. You fell behind Celtic, but Clement closed the gap. He won a trophy, got top of the group, but then he lost the Old Firm. That undid a bit for me. I think if Clement won the Old Firm, you'd honestly be looking at near 10 for him. Because what else could he have done?
Not a lot.
He literally won every game, apart from the Aberdeen game and a few draws in Europe. But some people thought under Beale it was great, and some people, backing Dessers and Lammers at the start. It's like, no, you need more than that. And these people, it's also the same people that think that Lawrence Shankland and the likes of Lewis Ferguson and Doidge aren't good enough for Rangers. If you fucking looked at the team. Honestly, but then when people do pretend that the likes of Kent Morelos are on the level of like McCoist and fucking Gaza, that's when they need their head looked at. But let's talk about players that aren't even on the level of Scott Wright, and that's Jose Cifuentes, because he's linked with a mega £2 million move to Turkey. And I say mega loosely, mega Binley chippy. This guy's been on the chippies, he's out of shape. And the reality is, this guy's mince. I think Rangers are actually quite lucky to get $2 million for him, would you agree?
Aye, it seems like they're going to recoup whatever they can, and I mean at this point getting $2 million is a pretty good deal.
Yeah, linked, right? With Brighton and Manchester City not too long ago, and now he's going to some team in Turkey I've never fucking heard of.
Celtic and Rangers though have had a decent share of duds over the past 5 years. I think you'll get Celtic, the ones that's, even if you don't look at this season, the ones that probably stand out are Barkas and the Jetty. Two players
Duffy.
that were well, yeah, but that was a loan deal. But when you look at Celtic, paid good money for those two.
Burnaby.
Burnaby as well.
I mean, that's all $5 million territory, that.
No, they're $5 million. Celtic and Rangers, when they spend $5 million on a player, they need that player to be A, first of all, good, and B, you need to be a starting 11 player. You can't be coming to Celtic and Rangers for $5 million to warm the bench.
No.
And Cifuentes fucking couldn't even warm the
A pot noodle.
Aye. Guy was pish.
No, he was pish, so the Rangers...
But he came with a lot of hype.
He did. Michael Beale said he was the final piece of the puzzle. That must be one of those jigsaw traps you can't fucking escape. Because I don't understand what...
They might have been the final piece. The only problem is Michael Beale was missing about 50% of the rest of the jigsaw, so who cares if you got the final piece if all the starting pieces are missing? They're not there.
Aye, we're in jail if it was Monopoly. And let's talk about Ridvan Yilmaz, because Galatasaray have bid at what, €3 million? Considering Rangers, right, rejected £3.4 million from Hellas Verona, why would they accept this? They're never going to accept this. Will they go back to Turkey? I think it would be a mistake. I think there's only one left back that should be leaving Rangers, and it's Borna Barisic. His time is up.
Why? Why does Barisic have... Why are you so hectic on Barisic? Why can't Rangers keep them both?
He's a fucking shite bag, that's why. I'm sick of Borna Barisic. No, you seem to live in this bubble with other Rangers fans that Borna Barisic is the man.
I don't. I've never actually said that. What I've said this,
No, he used to be good.
He's a great delivery. I think he's a better crosser of the ball than Tavernier. I know Tavernier scores more free kicks and stuff, but I would actually say Barisic has got a better left foot than Tavernier does right foot, and I just believe that he's a good option to have. I don't see why it's unhealthy for Rangers to have both Barisic and Yilmaz competing for that left back spot.
Yeah, but Barisic's got 6 months left. We don't really know what he's going to do. I think if we want Barisic,
I don't think he can be getting rid of Yilmaz when Barisic could walk out at the end of the summer as well. So
Yefty's coming in apparently for Rangers. That's another transfer news fed there. What else is going on? I mean, Hibs obviously that takeover for Bournemouth. We're getting a bunch of Bournemouth players. Burnley and Dundee. What do you make of this gimmick? As Hulk Hogan's on the screen, brother, of English clubs staking a certain percent in Scottish clubs and loaning them all the players, because that seems to be a wee trend these days.
I don't like it.
I don't like it, but is that the key for other teams outside the old firm?
To close the gap?
Yeah, because the Bournemouth owner's a billionaire and he put like 8 million into Hibs. And Burnley have done this similar with Dundee.
I mean, true, but I'm pretty sure you can only loan 2 players for one club anyway, so it's not like you can...
I seen something though about that Dundee are getting 3 players for Burnley, but I thought it was 2, like you said, so I'm not too sure. But that's pretty much it, guys.
It might depend on the age.
Might depend on the age.
I mean, if they're like under a certain age, you might be able to get an additional player or whatnot. But as far as I was aware, it's like a two player limit for each team, which would make sense because if that wasn't the case, like small clubs could, like become a feeder club for like let's say Real Madrid, and Real Madrid could literally send out half their fucking B or C team to.
Yeah, this has been an awful transfer window, not just in Scotland. You look at across England and Europe. Name me a transfer that's happened in Europe. Go. Every league. Just one.
God, Liverpool. Bye. Don't know. None. I couldn't tell you fuck all.
I know Jadon Sancho's went to Borussia Dortmund on loan.
I didn't know that.
Well, I knew that, right? I think I've seen something like the Premier League's net spend this window compared to last window, January. It's down like 700 million. That's massive. And even like you seen Atletico doing a loan to buy, Rangers loan to buy in Diamonde, selling Juventus on a loan to buy. All these clubs are skint due to financial fair play. They can't spend money. But then there's Manchester City with 115 fucking charges against them.
The cash never stops. When's their point deduction coming in?
No, it's corrupt as fuck, man. I hate it. Anyway, guys, that's it for your roundup show. Till next time. Peace.